Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wes, Hank, and Andy. It's the Fandom Power podcast. This is something a little different for those of you that may have joined us on Boxing Day here in Canada. Mm-hmm. You guys had said we should do some more casual stuff, and we've always wanted to do more casual stuff. And so here it is. This is the first bumpy installment of what we like to call Random Fandom. It's our weekly entertainment news magazine show where we're going to talk about the headlines that caught our attention from the previous week throughout all of pop culture and entertainment. So listen, it's not a Star Wars show. That doesn't mean we're not going to talk about Star Wars.
Fast and loose.
I've got some Star Wars on my list that I want to talk about. Also, it is the place for you guys, for the audience, to interact with us because we want to know about the entertainment news that was important to you this week as well. So whether you're joining us on any of the platforms that we are currently live streaming to, you can hop in the chat. If you are bold enough to want to join us on screen, you can you can email us at
you don't even gotta wear pants.
fandompower3@gmail.com. Email fandompower3@gmail.com, and we will send you an invite link where you can join us on screen to talk about your favorite fandom news for the past week. Mm. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Awesome. Not bad.
No complaints so far.
Kind of excited about this endeavor. Is kind of neat. I like to be I like playing fast and loose, and there's so much that happens in the week of nerdness, fandom, if you will, and that we can't cover in the run of a 2-hour scripted show
on a Sunday night. Yeah,
you know what
all
I mean?
The stuff that we try to talk in the 5 minutes before we go live. Hey, did you see this? Did you see it? Okay, let's give that some air.
that could be its own Patreon video for sure.
Seriously,
yeah.
Well, you know what? And there's nothing to say that this could not evolve into something like that. That could be a Patreon exclusive. Speaking of Patreon, I want to let you guys know we do have a Patreon. We have one patron. We have one patron, and he's been with us for 2 months.
Awesome.
And he's been with us a lot longer.
Oh, so he's been with us as a patron for 2 months.
True.
Yeah.
He's been with us since the show began, really.
Day one.
Yeah. And you know what? He's waiting for us backstage right now. So let's bring him in here right now. Welcome to the show, Eric Swenson. Hello, sir.
What's up, guys?
Hanging out here on a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. It's either here or the Armory. So I'd rather be here.
Talk about get your wires crossed. There's an hour time difference between the three of us in Ontario and Hank in Halifax. And we all just kind of showed up at the same time by accident. We started at 6 or 7. Well, 7 my time. I'm here. I'm on time.
I thought I was cutting it close.
So, we might have people show up later who thought that we weren't starting for another half an hour.
So random, in fact.
We might have people that thought we're late.
An hour early.
True.
What you're saying is we're going to go a little long.
So
maybe we don't have to.
Now that that's a great question, because this is, again, fast and loose. I think we had sort of talked about, if we could just hang out for half an hour, 45 minutes, and just kind of talk about some stuff, just light and just kind of fun, that would be okay.
Yeah.
If we wanted to go long, we can do that. And then people people that need to go can go and drop out. And it's a revolving door here on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
That's
so
true. That's
if we get dug into a subject that's going to change the world, I'm sure we can give it a couple extra minutes.
Sure. I mean, if the Chinese spy balloons are flying over our house.
Did you see the meme that came out, though? It's got the Slave One blowing it out of the sky.
Oh, that's nice.
It says, "Thank you, Boba Fett."
That's cool. Actually, I saw another. Talking about that, I did see another one, and it was Paul Stanley in full Kiss regalia. I'm coming to see you. For anybody who's seen Kiss live, that Paul Stanley does a thing where he cables out over the audience. So I thought that was quite
that's wicked.
Where do you want to start tonight, guys? I've got I don't have a long list, but wait a second now. Here we go. We got a first comment coming in from Facebook tonight. Yes, that Star Wars one is funny. I agree.
Not a Star Wars show.
Well, do you want to just start on that? You want to just start on that and just? Oh, wait. Andy, you got a new feature.
Ooh.
I don't have our on-air personality to run it, but doesn't mean we can't do it. In the spirit of our review series where we like to do our bad Star Wars jokes, thought we'd keep the spirit of that going, as it were. And seeing as it's a random fandom themed show, how about some pop culture trivia?
Sure.
You wanna, do you need some time to prep? I'll keep talking.
We said this was going to be bumpy.
I'll keep talking.
We weren't lying.
That's
right.
Launch.
Any landing you can walk away from.
That's right.
That's right. That's better than most of the ones Wrecker's done.
Heck yeah.
Speaking of Wrecker, I saw a
happy
beat up
landing.
I saw a beat up Wrecker on a peg today.
Oh,
Full price, of course.
of course.
Oh, man.
Full price.
Because you're not paying for the box, you're paying for the
You're
figure.
paying for the box is not considered part of your consumer good, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've gotten 10% off at the counter.
True. I have too.
And I know the guy at the counter well enough that
You
I can
don't
probably
ask.
push the issue.
Yeah.
You don't ask, you'll never know.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah.
I've
I found this in the garbage. Can I keep it?
Really.
Aha. Access granted.
Oh, there you go. You had to work for it though.
I did.
You get like a whole deck of cards.
I do.
Oh, that's good. Are these like reasonably current?
I would think so.
Okay, well, I guess I'll know when you ask the question.
Modernish.
We almost need like a countdown timer when you ask the question to give people a chance to ring in.
We need our own Jeopardy theme.
Have you guys who are watching right now live, has anybody joined us on our trivia nights? We've had two of them. We did a Christmas trivia, and then we did a general pop culture trivia before that. Anybody joined in on those?
Maybe
not.
Maybe.
I thought they were fun.
All right, what do you got? You got one for us?
I got one for
All right,
you. This one's really easy.
Hit us with it.
The film Walk the Line is a biographical movie based on the career of which popular singer?
Oh, there's a punchline in there. Walk the line. All right. Walk the line. Oh, there's Sean coming in from YouTube tonight. He says, "Yep, I did." And it was a fun night. Okay.
Excellent.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I know the answer. I just want to blurt it out. I don't want to be that guy. I want to give the fans out there. If there's anybody.
That's true.
Out there,
Read it one more time, Andy.
The film Walk the Line is a biographical movie based on the career of which popular singer?
All right. Me. No.
Maybe.
Hank Solo.
I'm not sure.
Hank Solo. That would be skirt the issue. Skirt the line.
Skirt the line. It'd be kick the curly.
Kick the curly.
Kick the curly.
Well, if nobody else goes.
Well,
5,
okay, yeah, you want it. You will take it, yeah.
3, 2, 1. Johnny Cash.
That's right.
The man in black. The man in black.
Yeah, I knew the moniker. I just couldn't come up with the name.
Oh, look at that.
Just
right on time.
Yeah. Don't.
Facebook user Johnny Cash.
Back in time.
Right,
You're
so,
absolutely correct.
I know we haven't touched on this for a while. I'm going to leave that up for a second. For those of you who are watching from inside the Facebook group, we cannot see your display name unless you tell Facebook that we are allowed to. And the way that you do that is you search StreamYard on Facebook and you grant the StreamYard app permission to show your display name. However, if you choose not to because you wish to remain anonymous, I completely respect that. So, it's taking the answers are taking a minute to get through. And you know what? That's the thing with live streaming. It's everybody's internet connections are different. Everybody's speeds are a little bit different. So, sorry for the delay, but man, I'll give you that one anyway. That's one for mystery Facebook user, which is probably Doug.
Could be Doug or Lauren. It is a bit of work to go through that process of signing in. So it would be is it once you grant them?
It's a one-time deal. You just have to,
okay.
You just have to give the app permission one time, and that way it knows that you've said yes, and then we can see your name all the time.
Awesome.
The other thing, I mean, if you're watching on Facebook, have you checked out our YouTube channel? Because The channel is growing, folks. The channel, she's
man.
growing. We are 326 today. I know I harp on this a lot. I don't want to say harp on it, but I do bring it up quite a bit. We were under 100 in December. Holy cow, 300 and some right now.
That's all you guys.
We dropped our first official YouTube short in the vertical format yesterday. That's performing pretty well. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to talk about
random fandom.
What do you want to start on, guys? You want to start on movies, TV, music?
If you want to dive into the movies, there's a whole lot of trailers coming up this weekend.
Yeah. You've got a thing you wanted to show.
Yeah.
Super Bowl's coming up, right?
Yeah.
So
I love baseball
season.
And
I know nothing.
We're talking movies. Super Bowl, right?
That's
yeah.
right.
Sorry. No.
Well, I poached this from Screen Rant, and they got it from Deadline. But here's a list.
Okay, so I can excuse the Screen Rant logo because it makes me cringe.
But here's a list of some of the trailers that will be premiering here, and we've got Fast 10.
Not gonna see it.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Probably will see it twice.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania.
Bought tickets today.
I will watch it in multiple universes.
I'm going to the advanced screening next Thursday night.
Nice.
So I will be able to report on that in 2 weeks' time.
Nice. We've got is it the Ezra Miller?
That's the Ezra Miller Flash.
Boycotting.
I'm going to talk about that. I'm not going to boycott it. I am going to go see it.
I'll probably give it a chance.
I'm going to talk about that later on under some other headlines. But yeah,
right.
Free Justin Roiland.
We've got the Super Mario Brothers movie trailer,
which apparently people are going nuts. Pedro Pascal just did a SNL sketch.
I was just going to say,
people are
it's
like,
so
recast
good.
him.
It's
Recast him.
great.
Oh no,
Mario Kart. It's so good.
We've got the Little Mermaid's going to show a new trailer.
I'm going to go see that. I'm going to see it. I have a granddaughter. I have to go see it.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
Scream 6.
Not interested.
6.
I didn't know the franchise could go this long.
Is Drew Barrymore going to come back?
No, I don't think Nev Campbell is back either.
Oh, okay.
But,
I mean, it's one of those late night Netflix ones. When it pops up, I'll definitely check it out, but I probably won't go to the theaters. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Okay,
based on the second trailer I saw today, I'm going to theaters to see this.
I am going to go and see that movie because I have a personal attachment to the franchise that predates movies. Mm-hmm. I have wanted a Dungeons and Dragons, a good Dungeons and Dragons movie my entire life. This might actually deliver.
Yeah,
and I say that with a big asterisk.
I want to see this for one reason. I need to understand why they're driving into a gelatinous cube.
I was going to say diving into a gelatinous cube. Yeah. To avoid the displacer beast, of course.
Well, yeah. Also, we've got Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
I was never so. I am probably the nerdiest Transformer nerd of all of us tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
I am not a Beast Wars fan, but when I saw the first trailer for this movie, I'm like, I'm on board.
Yeah,
I am a Beast Wars guy. I can't. I've been burned so many times, but I have to put my hand back on the stove.
Yeah, I feel that there.
I like Michael Bay sells some good crack.
Yeah,
it's really good crack.
I don't know much about this next one. Pixar's Elemental.
Pixar's always a good time, man.
Yeah,
maybe Pixar not in theaters for me, but Pixar usually delivers.
Pixar almost always delivers.
Can you go picture in picture, Andy, and see if that changes? So we're the learning curve. Look at that. You can't. Can you not PIP with more than? Go. Yeah, multi.
We're not presenting.
Try multi. Oh, that's dumb. All right.
Next up, we've got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Sean, I see your comments. We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that because I do want to talk about that. I've got some stuff I want to show off.
Then we have the Marvels, which
Okay, so we all agreed that Miss Marvel was sort of a breakout hit that we weren't expecting.
Yeah, it definitely didn't get enough praise.
I'm excited to see the three of these characters. By the three, I mean
Monica Rambeau,
Carol
Danvers, and
I am excited to see that.
Yeah.
And we've got Creed 3.
I will see it only because it's still an extension of the Rockyverse.
True.
The first two were awesome. I hadn't seen them. I went to visit my mom there over Christmas and watched both of them, and I was
great.
I was quite impressed. It's fun to watch the Black Panther villain punch regular people around. Kind of like it.
Now, is it true that Stallone is not coming back.
He is not. There is no place for Sylvester Stallone in Creed 3.
I did see an interview with him where he was pretty pissed that he couldn't get the rights to the original stuff.
So he's yeah. I mean, he was such a young man when he wrote it.
Yeah.
And when you're young and hungry and exactly, just young and dumb. I mean, I don't mean that offensively, but
no, this is it.
How many young
you consider who he is, and you consider who the other guy is, and
right,
you'd think there'd be some room to renegotiate something. He literally says, that's the only thing I have. Like,
I got nothing for my kids.
Right, nothing for my kids, and that's my
legacy.
Right, that right there. You could pick up 100 Stallone films, and you could never top Rocky, man.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, Italian Stallion comes close, but
yeah. And last up on our list is John Wick Chapter 4.
How about you
I'm
guys?
All in. I'm all in. I love me some Wick.
I cannot wait. So this time, staying with the John Wick thing for a second. What's going on with this Continental TV show that Prime Video is supposed to be paying for? Have we heard anything about that lately?
I have not.
Were you aware of it at all?
No.
Okay. So apparently there's a show in the works called The Continental, which is supposed to focus on the hotel, so we can tell stories within the John Wick universe at different times throughout the history of the table, I guess.
Nice.
And there's
that's kind of
so much to milk out of those movies. Like, I would watch a movie just about the concierge. Like,
oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
sort of
it's
special
a fantastic universe. It's
quick shout out to one of our new fans here, Dr. Mad Studio from the UK, joining us again tonight. Hello, sir. Glad to have you back. Everything's going well over here. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Follow-up comment. That's a reference to the Rebel Hammerhead ship that rammed into one of the Star Destroyers in Rogue One. Yeah,
excellent.
Fantastic scene, by the way.
And not the 3.75 1978 Hammerhead.
No.
I would also accept being called that too.
All right. I got a question here that came in from Sean earlier. I wanted to save that. We talked about Dungeons and Dragons, and Sean had a question about, did anybody watch the D&D cartoon
buddy
in the day?
Not religiously.
No. Okay. So not only did I watch the series, I love the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. That cartoon was partly responsible for why my Dungeons and Dragons group in school was banned.
Yes. Yeah. I'm of an age where I was already playing D&D when that cartoon came out.
Of course. And people who played D&D,
and I was just like, wow, are you kidding me? Now, certainly it takes a lot of liberties with the, the game mechanics and stuff. But I mean, it's I wasn't so old that, that I was like, wasn't that? Yeah, that's a great comment.
Wasn't that a fever dream?
It might have been, except for the fact that there's a line of action figures that's so kick ass.
Okay, so
you might want to speak to that.
Here's where I'm at. I'm gonna bring these up. I brought these up. I don't know if I brought them up before.
You've touched on them recently because they are fairly new.
Okay, they are fairly new. Now, Hasbro has done a line of cartoon retro Dungeons and Dragons action figures.
Oh, so good.
The first wave is out now, which consists of Hank the Ranger, Bobby the Barbarian, and Diana the Acrobat. Now it also contains the main antagonist Venger.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, his dad, the Dungeon Master. Those were Target exclusives in the United States. So if you're looking for Venger is turning up at Toys R Us right now.
Yeah. It's $72, isn't it?
$72.
Man, that's a lot of money for two figures.
I'm going to pay it
One of them
because the line is so small.
I know. I need that Hank the Ranger real bad, though, if you feel me.
So I do. If you've been following sort of what's been going on, and this sort of pertains to Hasbro in general and action figures, the QC on these action figures are awful. So I am actually, I know I am well behind on my unboxing and opening stuff, but I'm actually a little bit nervous
Yes.
to open these figures.
I saw an unboxing where a fella unboxed two of the
Two
same
Hanks.
figure, Hanks, and the right hand came off both
of them. Yeah,
pulling them out of the bubble.
Probably one of the biggest toy YouTubers on the planet. Pixel Dan, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Poor guy. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's just a trap. I mean, I'd be writing some Hasbro hate mail for sure.
In other Hasbro
back
news.
in the day, like, so when I was a kid and you would get like, you would open up your Millennium Falcon and one of the struts for the landing ramp would be, my dad would write a letter to Kenner and they would ship me a friggin' I once got a parts bag. I remember this very clearly. I had this spare arm and the little seeker droid on the string.
Sure.
I got a spare canopy. I got a spare, like 4 spare struts. Like
sure.
You know, like whatever happened to that level of like customer?
Hasbro customer service these days tends to be, we're sorry,
right?
We don't have a replacement for you, but we will send you an item of equal value, and it is a literal crapshoot.
It is a crapshoot.
We got more to talk about Hasbro a bit later.
Yeah.
But
so there we go.
I'm with you there, Doc. I remember I was never a fan of the TV show, but I remember watching it. I was an infant at the time, so but then you reintroduced it when we played that D&D campaign. You gave us all the weapons.
Okay, so that, I don't know if I can't reach it from here, but I do have, for those of you who are familiar with the game, 3rd edition. Sorry, I shouldn't even start there. Let me start with, there was a DVD box set of the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon that came out in the early 2000s. And in that set, at least in North America, was a teensy weensy little book written for 3rd edition rules. And it is the animated series handbook. And when I got that DVD, I kid you not, I'm going to grab it.
Get out. That's dope.
The temptation is real.
That's dope. I didn't know that existed.
Ooh, snazzy.
All right, the animated series handbook. I drooled over this thing. It came in the box set.
Oh, look at it.
There it is. It is a small book, but it is written in the same fashion as the rules of the day.
Beautiful, bro.
There's a trading card in there. The Dungeon Master. But what really got me, so all of the animated series characters are there, and they are transcribed into 3rd edition rules, but it included all of the weapons. And I plucked the weapons from this book and I dropped them into my homebrew campaign that I was running that Eric just happened to be a player in. So
that's awesome.
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Shield is what I ended up with.
Yeah. We ran out of weapons. We had too many players. I ran out of weapons. I started having to make up my own.
Oh, there you go.
But I think I had every weapon in the cartoon in our campaign at one point. Do you want to stick with Dungeons and Dragons and Hasbro while we're at it?
We can.
Yeah, man.
Sure, let's knock it out.
When 3rd edition launched, back in 2000-ish, the game was revitalized. It came with what was known what was called the Open Game License, and it is singularly responsible for the proliferation of all of these third-party companies, these publishing companies that have used the rule set for the game to produce content for Dungeons and Dragons. Nice. It's a great synergistic relationship that has brought countless new players into the game. And like I said, it revitalized it. If the Open Gaming License didn't come around with 3rd edition, I don't think we would have 5th edition would not be as successful as it is.
Absolutely not.
Recently, Hasbro tried to deauthorize, if that's even a term.
Sure.
They tried to deauthorize their Open Gaming License 1.1 in favor of this new license that they wanted to launch, which came with a whole lot of conditions. Primarily, the big ones were you had to, if you were using the rules set, you had to report your income if you were making over a certain dollar value. Don't quote me. I think it was $50,000 a year. And they wanted basically, there was a couple other things. Eric, do you remember off your top of your head what the big criteria were?
I think it was a little bit. You had to report if you were
earnings
over 50. But but you owed them a cut if you were making over 750,000.
Yeah. Oh, right. Pay a royalty. Pay a royalty was the other one.
And I think it was
Random.
20. I want to say 20 or 25%. It was a big cut.
Yeah, enough that it was like, and it set the gaming community or the Dungeons and Dragons community on fire. I mean,
I said when it started, like, I've never seen a company punch a hole in their own boat so wide and so fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I ran off to get my Pathfinder.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is.
Here's the thing, like this whole all the brouhaha stirred up because the proposed change to the open game license was leaked. It wasn't even an official release. They hadn't actually moved forward. This wasn't technically official. It was, this is what we're planning on doing.
So they say that the actuality is they already had reached out to some of the largest companies and publishers,
the other publishers, right?
Partners, and they were like, this is what it is, and here's your contract to get around it. So they offered contracts to certain larger companies,
right?
Have different rules apply to them. So
that sounds like YouTube.
so the leaked document, the initial leaked document,
yeah, sure.
Somebody from the company, some brave soul, leaked it to the world, while these other larger companies were looking at potentially, they're like, you've got a week to sign this contract, and we're putting out the new OGL. So it was pretty skeevy.
Yeah. And I mean, they went back and forth. And I mean, superficially speaking, I'm like, oh, well, they're a big, multi-billion-dollar company. I'm sure they could litigate this into the Stone Age if they really wanted to.
Drag on for years.
But like you said, blow a hole in your fan base and knock the bottom out of it. The largest, or two of the largest publishers that actually support Dungeons and Dragons content, Kobold Press and Paizo. Paizo, by the way, who published both Dungeon and Dragon magazine when they were still a physical print magazine. Paizo, who took the open gaming license and made their own game, Pathfinder. Paizo was ready to foot the bill for the legal challenge, and even they have said, now that Hasbro has said, no, we heard you, we were wrong. We're not going to do that. We are not going to. We're still going to put out our new license, but all of the language and all the verbiage that everybody was concerned about is now gone, and you will be able to publish content under the old open game license, or you may choose to publish under the new one. And I can't see anybody doing that. And both Paizo and Kobold Press have said, no, thanks. We're going to make our own system. Bye.
Yeah. A lifelong D&D guy. And
yep.
You had to work hard to make me jump ship.
Oh, to another game.
You know what I mean?
Sure, I do.
And like you said, Eric, they just drilled holes in the bottom of that boat.
Just
and when
no self-preservation instinct whatsoever.
No. And I still swear by Pathfinder, even with all the new bells and whistles that they're adding to the subsequent editions.
Oh, sure.
I mean, was it 3.5? I think made me throw up in my mouth.
No. So third and 3.5, I consider the same thing. So let me just.
I guess it's fourth edition.
Third, 3.5, and Pathfinder, which I just jokingly. And I think most of us D&D 3.75 is kind of what I call it. They're superfluous as far as I'm concerned.
It's 4 where it just got way off the rail.
Fourth kind of went. It was not well received. The funny thing is that. As a Star Wars fan, and I've said this before on previous shows, Wizards of the Coast had the Star Wars license for many, many years, and they produced no less than 3 versions of the Star Wars role-playing game. The last one was called Saga Edition, and Saga Edition was essentially, it was the test bed for Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition rules.
Yeah.
I like Saga Edition Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do.
The thing about 4th edition for me was that it felt like a video game because everything was like a called move and everything was feats for special moves. And it felt very much like pressing combination of buttons to achieve the same thing every time, Let's
take a second here and check back into the comments here. Holy cow, man. Oh, wait. What do we got here?
We got a small Bible.
His last comment.
Oh, I quite like that. I hear what you're saying. So I'm just gonna put these up here because I think this is quite interesting. I just finished working on a small project that I bought off Etsy. It's a prop replica of the Blackwing virus from the Star Wars Legends novel Death Troopers. Basically, it turns anyone into zombies. I quite like that because Star Wars and zombies go well. As that episode of the Clone Wars with the zombie Geonosians.
Mm-hmm.
The prop itself is a medical glass vial, the kind you would normally see in laboratories. On it is a label written in Aurebesh, as seen in the Star Wars universe. We translate a lot of Aurebesh.
Yes, we do.
We do. I did a whole video on Aurebesh, by the way. Inside is this gray liquid with red spores that float about when you move it. I've also purchased a tube container to keep the vial safe from getting damaged. Oh, that's very cool.
Well, yeah, you don't want the zombie virus to get
No, you want to contain your zombies. The finishing touches were adding some vinyl stickers to the container, the Empire symbols, and a biohazard warning sign. That's awesome. I'm quite proud of how it turned out, although saying that, my friend Terry Cooper is more of a pro at making stuff than I am. Right now, he's working on a Star Wars and/or cosplay commission for someone in Canada. Woo. He's been posting videos of his process to his YouTube channel, Terry on Tuesday.
Ooh,
Shout out to Terry on Tuesday.
Well, I will check that out. I love the
Sorry if I'm
prop building and stuff.
Sorry if I'm going on here. I'm just the guy at the corner of the pub chatting away.
Oh,
well,
man.
this is the
If we can get to your
friendliest
comments, we
pub.
100% will.
Yeah.
So chat away.
This is the friendliest pub going right now. All right. Any more on Dungeons and Dragons? I'm looking at you, Eric. You got anything you want to add before we move on?
He's eating. Oh,
No,
there
I'm
he goes.
good.
He's back.
Good.
I got a small news bit.
Oh, do you?
Apparently filming for the new Welcome to Derry HBO Max series.
Oh yeah.
Starts in April.
Okay, so are they coming back to Port Hope?
I don't know. That is the one thing I do not know yet. Because if they are, I am definitely going.
So we started a series, I guess earlier in 2022.
Yeah,
we did a couple short videos, Fandom Power on location, where I just happened to be at the right place at the right time, where I was on at a couple of places that had been used for film and television. I thought, it's a great time to take a quick video. Nice. And then Andy developed this awesome episode on Derry, the fictitious, the fictitious town for it. And so the TV series, as you say, is about to start filming again.
Yep.
We don't know if they're coming back to Port Hope. If they do, Port Hope, Ontario, Canada, that's only
maybe an hour away.
Yeah, I was going to say an hour away. There's a good chance one, if not two of us will get back down there to get some more footage and hopefully connect with some of the folks that are working on the production and bring you some more stuff.
Cool.
Stuff. Right.
I wanted to mention season finale of Vox Machina.
Is this week?
Is it coming out this week? How many episodes this season? I watched what did I watch last night? 6, 7, 8?
Yeah, it's 12.
Is that right?
It's 12 for the season, so they've been doing three per week.
Okay.
So
I know I'm up to date after yesterday.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not.
I'm about halfway there.
7, 8, 9 came out last Friday.
Okay, so that is what I watched last night.
Are you begging for food, really? I'm live here.
If you've got it, I'll take it.
Well, mentioning Vox Machina, this is Trinket, and yes, she is named after the bear.
Well, I kind of thought that afterwards, after I saw the thing, and I'm like, oh, I see.
But I'm working on putting some stuff together. So
cool.
We could potentially do another Vox.
We could do another season in review. That would be a fun one to do.
You can actually do a little bit of the review on the figures that got dropped too.
I didn't pick up any of them. Did you, Eric? You're not an action figure guy, though, are you?
I'm generally not, but I was considering making an exception just for the IP.
Yeah.
But I wasn't happy with the quality from what I saw from the pictures. Now I haven't seen one in person yet, so
I saw Vex and Percy.
Yeah,
and I think I may have seen a couple of the other ones, but for sure I saw those two. They are par for the course for what McFarlane is putting out in their DC Multiverse line. So, if you saw
painted by children's feet.
Well, so there you go. I mean, it's McFarlane. The build quality is good. The articulation is generally pretty good. Are you guys still hand painting those? Like,
whoa! I think so.
So that's been a bit of a hit and miss. Like when the Snyder Justice League figures came out in the current multiverse line, they look awful. They do. The sculpts are good. The paint just makes them look so horrible. With the exception of Darkseid,
that was my complaint. Was I didn't like how the paint work looked, and I realized that it could have been that it was just a bad photo shoot, but I wasn't willing to take the chance to just.
I mean, if you stick with Batman, you only got to worry about painting the lower half, and then it's fine. So, and every Batman has looked okay, except for the unmasked Pattinson, who that was pretty garish.
I don't know. There's been way too many Batman figures.
Well,
I get that he's got to keep going with them, but like, do we really need 500 Batman figures?
It speaks to the state of DC in general, where we don't know what to do, but Batman sells.
Yeah, and it kind of throws back to the Kenner stuff, right?
They should just get over it and sell it to Marvel. And then...
Well, it just reminds me of that scene in Iron Man 3 where like 400 different suits come out. It's like,
oh, sure.
Space Batman and Underground Batman.
If I could, I would have a Hall of Armor.
Oh, sure. I
sent Andy at the a TikTok earlier today about that very thing. Was Star Wars fans reacting to Hasbro, or the Hasbro guys picking action figures, and there's Luke Skywalker and they're like, yay, and then there's like Starkiller and they're like, no, and then there's Din Djarin and they're like, yay, and then there's like another obscure character like a battle a droideka, and they're like, no, and they just, I mean, they seem to be just pumping it. I think I have 12 Luke Skywalker.
Well, so there you go. They just showed off a future wave. So if you guys don't follow Hasbro on social media, you should. They've been doing these like fan Fridays where they do these live streams and they show off future product. There was a Star Wars one recently, and of all the figures that they showed off, the one that got my attention is Clone, inaccurately referred to as Clone Commander Jesse, which I guess technically he was a commander by the end of his run at life. But even I am super forgiving. I understand as somebody who worked in retail, specifically toy retail, I understand that repaints are a hallmark of every toy company. It's a way to save costs, but with this, if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest go take a look at this thing, the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Clone Commander Jesse, and then compare him with his animation model, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Even I am like, this is not the character. This is it's a reuse of the ARC Trooper. It's the ARC Trooper Echo body, which is essentially the ARC Trooper Rex body. Right down to the erroneous rangefinder on the helmet, which isn't there, and a bunch of other smaller details that I don't care to recount because it just kind of makes me like,
I mean, I'll cut them the tiniest amount of slack.
That's the one.
When the vast amount of your characters are clones of a single dude.
So sure,
you get a little bit of slack.
I have a soft spot for the clones. I mean, those are my clone shelves. Particularly when it comes to the named clones, I'm all about the named guys because they are the ones who are. These are the stories that they were trying to tell. Was that we're not just stamped from a cookie cutter. They are individuals, but the whole makeup of the action figure industry it just reduces it to exactly that. We're just going to carbon copy. And it's this love-hate that I have. I love the figures. I hate that they're not giving me the details that they should.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really happy and excited about this guy.
So I'm over the moon that they announced and that's going to be part of the Return of the Jedi line. It's going to be on the vintage card back. They're doing the same thing with the Endor. Are they calling him the Commando? Is that what they're calling him?
Endor Rebel Trooper.
So they're doing the same thing with him that they did with the Hoth Rebel Trooper.
Right.
They're giving him 2 portraits.
We got the Nick Saint.
The Nick Sant. Nick Sant.
Rex headcanon, if you will.
The Nick Sant. That's still an argument. It's Rex. It's Nick Sant. It's Rex. It's whatever the hell you want it to be.
Exactly, but it'll definitely be Rex on my shelf, so I know that much.
That's an interesting thing. So Dr. Mad Studio says, shame I never got the chance to meet the late Kevin Conroy, but I did once meet Will Freedy, who voiced Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond. I did get it. I got to meet Conroy the last convention we had before COVID. So that would have been 2018?
19.
19. I met Kevin Conroy. The same year I met Doug Jones.
Nice. I got to sit in on a panel with him and Mark Hamill.
Oh
my God, it was awesome.
That is cool.
And he's up there and he's like, do the Batman voice. And somebody had come up and they're like, oh my God, your voice is so velvety smooth. And he's like, velvety smooth.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like
did you guys see his live action appearance in the Arrowverse?
Yes.
As the future
Dark Knight.
As Kingdom Come Batman. If you thought he looked sickly then, he looked equally poor when I saw him in 2019.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if he'd had his diagnosis by then and just kept it quiet.
Yeah.
To be
like
honest.
Dr. Mad's last comment there.
Sure. About for some strange reason. Oh, sorry. That one or the one before?
The next one.
The next one. His last comment.
This
for some strange reason. Yeah.
For some strange reason, Batman Beyond was called Batman of the Future here in Britain.
It's true, but you guys also call sausages bangers. So
it's not that odd that cartoon gets renamed and like
that's
no,
true.
that's very
places,
true.
right?
But when you translate some of like the
Ninja Turtles was the big one I was thinking of as well.
And when you know some of the when they American properties move over to Japan and then they retranslate the Japanese names back in English, and that's some crazy stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen, there's this show on Netflix called like the Strongest 100 or something. It's a Korean show.
Yeah, we've just started watching that. Yeah.
But the translations are amazingly poor. That's the funnest thing about that show.
It reminds me a lot of Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
Man, I love it.
Oh, MXT!
Yeah.
MXT!
Yeah.
Don't get eliminated.
We watched a bunch of that when I was in college.
I'm going to watch this intently. What else would you be doing?
Now, on the topic of Hasbro.
Oh, sure.
Did you see they dropped another Marvel Legends wave?
The Ant-Man wave.
Yeah.
I just saw that today.
Did you see the spoiler? Ugh.
That Cassie is going to be big?
Yep.
Okay, so was no surprise that Cassie was going to be the next Ant-Man. Yes.
She is the Build-A-Figure.
She is going to be the Build-A-Figure, not Kang. Kang is going to be a regular release.
Yeah. She is stature.
He looks pretty good though.
He does.
Have you seen the it's not leaked footage, but it's official footage, the scene with Kang and Ant-Man where he asks him if he's the one with the hammer?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Did I kill you before?
Oh, really?
I don't, not that I'm aware of. He's like, are you the one with the hammer? Oh, you mean Thor? I understand you get confused because we have the same body type. But it's like, whoa, you killed Thor? Wait, whoa.
So the gentleman that plays Kang, I just saw him.
Amazing.
He's in a movie. Oh my gosh. He's in a Korean War movie called Devotion with one of the young actors from Maverick. It's long and it's really drawn out, and there's none of the glory stuff that you expect because it's based on a true story. But his performance,
he's
really good. Yeah, he's really good.
I'm really enjoying his work so far.
Talking about movies that deliver on different levels. Has anybody else seen You People?
Not yet, but it's on my list to watch.
Eric, you saw it? Eric, you did see it. Okay.
It was good. It was not like, it was a good movie. It was not a great film. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
it was enjoyable to watch, but it was a little silly.
Resolute Rebellion. That's right. We got no time for Harry Potter up in this place.
I can talk on that a little bit.
Slag to Harry Potter, just the crazy woman who wrote him.
Yeah, I got plenty of time for Harry Potter.
Apparently that game has been very well reviewed, by the way. IGN just gave it a 9 out of 10.
I'm super careful to separate. I try to anyway. I can't. The Justin Roiland thing has me worked up, but
sure.
I'm super careful to separate intellectual properties from the people in their real lives. I know that often in their real lives they're very vocal about stupid crap. You can't help that.
We all went through the Gina Carano thing.
Yeah,
but there's so many people I could literally just cut out their art.
Yeah,
because of a you know what I mean? And
sure.
try to keep that separate unless it's something.
Well, you don't have to do
egregious.
that now. The AI will do it for you.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Dirty AI.
The AI will cut out your artwork and steal your signature while it's at it.
Yeah, but like it's not new that we have forgiven people and like
that's true.
embraced their art. Like look at Michael Jackson.
So sure, absolutely, that's a great example. There's no way, and I always say this. I love Michael's music.
Yeah,
innocent people don't settle out of court like that. Innocent people don't pay that kind of money. I think a better example is the what we got with James Gunn, the firing and subsequent rehiring of James Gunn, who was super transparent about, listen, when I was young and thought I was this,
thought he knew
like, hot thing, I was trying to make a name for myself. And he's the first to admit, I have evolved. I have apologized on multiple occasions publicly. I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
I do believe that there is room for people to grow. Now, if you are an anti-Semitic, shoot your mouth off and you double down on all the shit you say that's crap to begin with, then no, you're just a piece of shit.
Well, they just need to figure out what his dosage is supposed to be and make sure he takes them. I've been told that this is a spicy take, but the whole cancel culture thing, honestly, I think we just need to be able to admit as a culture, like, when you're growing up, when you're young, you do some stupid shit. You say some stupid things.
Well, it's true.
I mean, we got lucky.
If there were cell phones when we were in high school, guys, I mean, Wes and I.
New thing.
Well, we might not. If we were famous people, we'd have been canceled.
Yep.
I did some dumb shit. If there were cameras following me around in my 20s,
sure. I'd been in jail at least twice. For sure.
Oh God, yeah.
Going back to you people, for Hank and for Andy, you guys have not seen it.
Not yet.
I will say this. I said this the other night. I think I said it to you, Eric.
Yep.
It's probably one of the worst comedies I've seen in a long time. And at the same time is one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. So take it for what it is.
It's cringe.
It is uncomfortable in all the ways that it should be.
I saw there's a bar mitzvah or something scene where they're Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the mom and
David Duchovny's the dad.
David Duchovny, and they have this conversation about
they do.
When you die, I'm going to bury you with me. Shave off all your skin. That was kind of funny actually, and very cringe. Yeah,
comparing the Holocaust to slavery.
I will say it was very good to see Eddie Murphy back in action.
It was interesting to see Eddie Murphy in a role that he wasn't trying to play funny.
No,
he wasn't trying.
There's another guy who was on the verge of being canceled. I mean, do we remember that he got caught with a trans prostitute?
Oh, right. That's right. That is right.
You know what the recompense for that was? It seemed to be, at least, he started making children's movies
and children.
Well, there's another thing that it matures you a lot.
No,
and these are, again, are they rumors? Are they, but I mean, we do. That's the take home, I guess. We do stupid shit when we're kids, and
we have to grow from it.
Well, absolutely. And if you're in the limelight, then you probably have to work through that thing on camera, kind of.
Yeah. You do. You do.
Well, that's what Will Smith is right now.
Yeah.
To reuse a metaphor from 15 minutes ago, you got to put your hand on the stove sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
wait, let him do it. Won't do that again, will you?
Yeah,
we'll see.
That's because we can get into that too. We bubble wrap our children now, where we just used to. My dad would just push me out of a tree till I was ready to go out into the world. Right?
Sure. Well,
Ezra Miller.
I got no.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, we can talk about Ezra Miller.
We're kind of on the edge of that.
Well, that kind of puts me right back to what I wanted to talk about, and it ties right into James Gunn.
All right,
James Gunn just. Oh, sorry. What do you got a comment here? We got
Ezra Miller from Resolute Rebellion.
Look at. Oh yeah, sorry. Look at Ezra Miller.
could be
Flash
weird.
could be weird. Yeah.
It could
Yeah.
be.
It's
Seems
going to be
weird.
weird. It's going to be weird. James Gunn says, quote, "It's one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen." End quote.
You would
I
say
don't know.
that if
I
you
don't
were
know.
the executive producer, though.
If you were the
You'd shoot
co-head
yourself
of
in
the
the
studio,
foot. If you didn't say that.
co-head of the studio. Now, here's the thing, though. Both James Gunn and Peter Safran have been making the rounds, and they've been very vocal about the state of DC, not just the films, but
the
DC,
DCU.
right, and the studio.
Did you watch that
And-
presentation?
I saw the sizzle reel about what they were. Yes,
What
I
they're
did. I
going
wanted to mention some of the stuff that's coming out of that.
San Diego
Um,
Comic Con.
No, it was just the other day. It was literally like, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
since Peter and I have taken over, you've been
Oh yeah,
wondering,
yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
what we're planning.
right? And he made a point to talk about that the DC universe, whether it's films, television, comic books, and animation, have been pretty, what did he say, disconnected?
Yeah.
And so that's part of their job, is to make sure that anything that exists outside of the main DC universe is now clearly labeled as an Elseworlds tale.
Sure.
Perfect. So Matt Reeves' Batman, that's the one that he name dropped. Joker is the other one that he name dropped. Those are now Elseworlds tales.
Right.
Are they
right.
still doing Joker 2? I heard that was in the
Joker
works.
2. So we just got a
Yeah.
casting for Joker 2. We got Harley Quinn's
Ish.
cast as
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga is going to play Harley Quinn in the future.
All right, I buy it. I buy it.
Sorry, Margot Robbie.
By the way, and I know, Andy, you're a huge Harley Quinn fan.
Yep.
Spotify exclusive. Christina Ricci plays Harley Quinn in a
Yeah.
audio drama.
Audio
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I listened to the audio trailer for that today.
I have yet to check it out, but I am going to.
Yeah.
That's
So
kinda cool.
how do we feel about the I'll start with the Henry Cavill thing. I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out.
Pick one.
Where are you
Superman.
guys at with that? What do you guys think?
I think he should keep going.
I don't think he has a choice.
Hey, start
I-
making money.
I am so excited to see whatever this Warhammer project turns out to be.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm more excited for.
Well, I'm not a huge Warhammer fan, just because the mythology is so huge, and I never got into it. The closest I got to was the self-contained box set of Space Hulk.
I
Which
will
was-
happily prepare an episode on Warhammer lore.
Space Hulk
Yeah,
was
wicked.
basically pitched as an Aliens board game, and it plays
Pretty
like
much,
an
yeah.
Aliens board game.
Yeah. It
Resolute
shares so
Rebellion
much
says
with-
DC may end up standing for deceased the way it looks. I'm open-minded, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I think
I feel that way
think
too.
that is, yeah, status quo here for me as well.
I feel that
I
way
don't know,
too.
some
And
of
I have to admit, out of probably maybe the four of us listening to what's going on here, I'm probably the least DC fan amongst us, probably.
No,
I'd
I
say,
never-
Andy,
I never-
you're the biggest.
no, you're not.
Yeah.
And I'm a casual.
Oh, you, Eric? Are you the
I
biggest DC
I'm-
fan?
I was
have-
never into DC
no,
comics
no,
beyond
I'm saying-
Batman as a kid, and I
Yeah.
mean, and I rocked everything that Marvel ever put out. So it could be just that I don't have the benefit of the experience. In
Oh,
that,
sure.
side of the fandom. It's just like ketchup and mustard. You prefer one or you don't. Pepsi,
Oh yeah,
Coke, probably.
yeah.
I never clicked with DC because the way I had it described to me once was DC is gods trying to be human,
Gods
and-
amongst men, yeah.
and Marvel is humans trying to be gods, which was
That's
more
an interesting analogy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
I just always like
it's a little bit
on
loose,
paper when I would look at things like Superman and I would go, every Superman comic, and I picked them up and read them. It's not that I'm completely unaware of things, and I certainly enjoy all the films that,
Yeah.
for the most part,
but it's Kryptonite of the week. What's the Kryptonite?
But,
in
and
this
it's
episode?
super, at least,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they were previously. It might not be now, and Death of Superman certainly wasn't
Right.
in the early late '90s, mid '90s, or whatever. But
Yep.
I remember picking up, like Jimmy Olsen's pal Superman, and
Mhm,
going,
mhm,
"Wow,
mhm.
this is written for 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
This is crazy simplistic." And so I never really. And then I'd pick up, where like suddenly Cyclops is in love with a clone of his wife who was genetically engineered by an immortal mutant, and I'm like going, well, there's so much more going on
Yeah,
in Marvel comics that so I don't get as invested in the DCU movies as I do. like from as an outside observer, almost it feels like they're going, we should really do the Marvel model, guys. we really
Right.
should.
And I mean, is that not, I mean, superficially, is that not exactly what they're doing?
It's what they should
Yeah,
have done from the get-go.
Maybe
But
that's true. Maybe
Part
that's
of
true.
this announcement that this is just the other day too.
Yeah.
Basically said that they have an 8 to 10 year plan, and he didn't call it phase 1. He called it
Chapter
X-Men.
1.
Chapter 1, and Chapter 1 is what is it? Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters, and he laid out a litany of upcoming projects, which concludes with, well, it doesn't necessarily conclude with, but including Swamp Thing.
I know, another
Swamp
crack
Thing.
at Swamp.
Another crack at Swamp Thing, yeah.
I think they did.
The
Swamp
show was
Thing
great.
movie.
Did you have any highlight from the list of stuff that you thought was interesting?
I found it kind of weird that they were bringing out what is it, Creature Commandos from
Creature
the
Commandos is the the Wildstorm imprint.
Yeah.
There's a few Wildstorm imprints, like the Authority.
Yeah.
That's another one. That's another one
Authority
that's
too?
coming that they're
Yeah.
developing. For me, again, as the least Batman fan in the room, I actually think that Matt Reeves' Batman is the best Batman film. I'm not saying that he's my favorite Batman, but I think it's the best Batman film. So I am excited to see the sequel to that, but I am also excited to know that they're going to run another Batman concurrently in the DCU, and they are going to be doing Damian Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited about if there is anything there that I'm excited about. Like I as a kid when reading Batman, and then they would have Robin in them, I would like, that's definitely where I gravitated, right? I had the yellow cape and the domino mask when I was a kid. I would
Yeah.
Robin, especially because Burt Ward was 50 in that show, but as a kid I thought he was a kid too, right? He pretended to be in high school, so that's what I grabbed. So, and we've never, Joel Schumacher, we've never had Robin in a movie.
Not a proper one.
Not a proper one.
Oh, come on.
Don't even say Titans. Don't even say Titans, because I'll fight you to the death on that.
Batman. I'm going to say Batman and Robin.
I
don't care who you are. That movie is great.
Oh, man.
Eyes to meet you.
What, nipple suit? Nipple suit? Come on.
Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. I was a child. That was my Batman.
Yeah.
So I mean, Chris O'Donnell was hot at the time, and I don't mean that in the attractive sense. I just mean as an in-demand actor, and he was in a lot of places at that time. I liked Chris O'Donnell. I don't think that he got a fair shake at that. But again, Schumacher leans so heavy into the camp that you lost sight that this was supposed to be the same character that was incepted by Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I've heard it told that if you watch it like it's a sequel to the 60s TV show, it plays better.
So I've tried to keep that. I have rewatched them recently, like within the last 6 months, and I tried to keep that in mind, and it makes it, there is an element of fun to be had. That's not, it's undeniable. It's there, but
it's early Jim Carrey, and I love Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. And if you put modern Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and it probably blows my mind.
Yeah.
But then he was more terrifying as the Grinch than the Riddler.
I think he's might be the greatest character actor of our time, because when
after watching that Andy Kaufman documentary,
Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon. Yeah,
I tend to agree with you.
Like between that, what he did with the Sonic movies, he carried those movies to victory by himself. The Grinch, I've never seen a bad Jim Carrey film, and that says a lot because I've seen all of them.
Have you seen Rubberface?
I was gonna say Earth Girls Are Easy.
Even that one is above Rubberface.
Now we're going way back.
Earth Girls Are Easy.
Doug has a good point here in the comments.
I agree. Let's pull that up here. Doug says, "Is it possible that superhero movies might suffer the same fate as 1990s action movies?"
So I would agree with you, except for that we've already had 2 decades of no steam lost.
Yeah,
that is true.
We could even push that probably another decade back if we want to go back to the original.
If you want to go right back to 2000,
movie, right?
If you want to go to 2000, we've been at it for 22 full years now.
Right. And for some reason, you see interviews with Scorsese where he's just the smoke is pouring out of his ears because he can't believe that he never get in on this trend. I guess.
I think that's it too. That whole it's not cinema. It kind of is.
It certainly
Some of those movies have brought me to tears. It's cinema.
Yeah, it is.
And it's that George Lucas thing that he set out to do, which is serialized films, almost perfected.
Yeah.
I think like even the action figures, the movies suffer from the same fate. It's like, what's working? Okay, crap out another Batman one.
Oh yeah, well there is definitely that.
You're talking.
If there's anything I would agree about this with
your Deep Impacts.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, because those movies all come out at Wild Wild West, and they all come out in
disaster movie. We got to do one of those.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. But what I think that
another Sharknado.
These movies are suffering from is the third act problem, and lacking any sort of originality in terms of you can almost interchange a lot of the characters in the movies, and and they're in their lanes because we know them from the comics and we love them from those properties, but you really could interchange plots and characters all over those 25, 30 odd Marvel movies, and not even
the Marvel formula. I think that's what
that's the thing
that's
gotten stale. So if there's anything to be learned from that, maybe DC can kick a hole in that by keeping it not
it's
too almost formulaic.
Yeah, it almost feels like they've introduced the fourth act, which is
the
2 acts of story, then you do an act to set up your next 3 movies, and then you finish the story.
And they all feel like they've done too much in 2 hours and 45 minutes, and then stumble through the last 15 minutes to give us some kind of conclusion.
What other reason was there for? I was going to say, what other reason was there for Riri Williams to show up in that movie other than to set her up for something else?
Setting up Ironheart.
There was nothing there for her.
Thunderbolts.
You didn't need her to set up Thunderbolts.
No.
But the point being, she
got set up through the series, like the Disney
right
Plus
through the TV series. Ironheart really didn't serve any real purpose in that movie other than for Shuri to have a friend.
Yeah,
and that's it. And granted, everybody needs a friend, but it didn't do anything to serve the character of Ironheart. So
it gets her in there without having to do an Iron Man movie to introduce her.
So that's what I was going to touch on earlier, was that Hollywood has this conception that you can't just in media res everybody with all of these heroes, and the audience, which is largely people our age, is like, yeah, you can. We know who they are. We don't need Spider-Man's origin 17 times.
We don't need the pearls from Batman.
So,
no.
The Marvel formula where we got to do an origin movie for everybody that builds to a team event. There is a staleness. I said to my wife that Phase 4 has been the least exciting for me of everything.
Easily.
Yeah. And I don't see it getting any more.
That first Iron Man movie was the best movie I'd seen in a decade when it first came out.
Yeah.
Hands down. It was the best movie I'd seen in almost most of the 90s and heading into the early 2000s. It blew me away. I was not expecting it to be that good. Because at the end of the day, they took tertiary, maybe secondary Marvel characters and they turned them into Olympian
elevated them.
Like they're always mainstays of the Marvel universe, but if you're going to go, I'm going to build a cinematic universe around these guys. You don't start with Iron Man and Hawkeye and
no,
you know what I mean, right? And I found it very bold. I like Doug's last comment there too. Is the universe? Is this the evolution?
Is this the evolution of the action movie? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, all the classic 80s action heroes that we grew up with have all wanted to get in on it.
Yeah.
Right.
And both Schwarzenegger and Stallone have appeared in superhero movies.
And the only reason that John McClane didn't wear a cape and fly around is because we didn't have the tech yet. So this is a product of that mentality and that genre working almost universally across.
But he was unbreakable.
He was unbreakable.
He was unbreakable.
God, those movies are so good.
Yeah, so good. So good. I mean, the independents superhero films have been some incredible stuff. But I think that, yes, it is the evolution of the action movie, but at the same time, it's I think the action movie has always wanted to be that.
Oh, sure.
And now technology is caught up with making men fly and shoot
Well,
lasers out of their eyes. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, the action movie as a genre itself kind of died until John Wick revived it.
well, no, that's kind of true
an
too.
interesting. That's an interesting perspective.
They sort of
Yeah.
became like super overproduced and like really honky and just kind of-
Super ton of B action movies in that glut.
yeah, like the
Yeah, I was gonna
Expendables.
say like that is every Hong Kong gangster movie westernized.
when you
Really,
look at for the younger guys, you look at action movies before Die Hard, and
Yeah.
I'll even raise you even a little bit before that.
Hollywood
Before
Magazine with
John-
4,000 bullets.
Well, before John Woo's The Killer,
Oh yeah,
John Woo, yeah.
right before John Woo, it was bang, bang.
Oh,
That-
Charles
that was an
Bronson
action
style.
movie, right? One shot, duck behind something, and then
Unless you were a
John Woo
Terminator.
like doing barrel rolls in slow
Oh, yeah.
motion with
Yeah, yeah.
twin guns, and so I think that there's always room for action to evolve like that, and I think that we've caught up to this technological revolution where we can literally have a guy with a ring fight a cloud.
Okay, so it just and let me put some icing on that because and we've talked about this in some of our Star Wars stuff. Thanks to companies like Respeecher and ILM, we can now have a movie with any character, any actor, alive or dead, and it will be believable.
Yeah, absolutely.
More and more, we've James Earl Jones,
Fantastic
who
come true,
signed
right?
James Earl Jones just signed his voice rights to
Right.
Respeecher, the company that did his voice for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, to make him sound more like
Ostensibly
he did.
ensuring that he's going to live forever.
That's right. So the voice of Darth Vader will live forever. If more and more actors start doing that, if they start signing deals, and I'm sure I've said it before, I'm not an intellectual property lawyer, but I have to think on some level that future deals for
Mhm.
rights
Will include that.
include likeness and voice.
Yeah.
At what point
Right?
do they start going after at what point do they start to approach the families of the deceased?
May
Clark Gamble's
we
estate,
use
Gamble's estate. We want to make a Gone with the Wind sequel, and we can now. At what point do people become public domain, or does their estate have
Well,
authority over their likeness?
I don't know.
think maybe
I don't know.
I think maybe you have to wait until you're one generation removed because
Mm.
like asking me to buy my dad's voice would be a hard sell. But my grandparents, there's less connection there. It's an easier buy.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, if you're
that may be true.
again though, if your dad is Bruce Willis, do you know what I mean? That could be worth a lot of money to you.
Yeah,
That could be worth a lot of money to you.
I mean, like a guy like Val Kilmer might have thought this would have been a good idea back in the day.
So Val Kilmer has a secret weapon, and it's his son.
Yes, absolutely.
Did anybody watch Val's
Clone Child?
documentary? His documentary. His
Heartbreaking.
documentary is narrated by his son, and it's the first voice you hear in the film. And I actually thought it was Val
Mhm.
pre-cancer. It was just uncanny.
Hmm.
He does the. I don't want to spoil it. Everybody seen Willow yet? The series?
No.
I
won't.
Sorry.
I stopped after 4 episodes, honestly.
I pushed through it.
It's
Did
kind of
you?
interesting.
That's
that
on my
this-
list of things, by the way.
rough-
What did we?
it's a
I have
rough
a
shit
line.
for me,
What
babe.
did we think of Willow?
I think I have to watch it yet.
It's a rough shit.
There's a voice cameo in there from his son, and it's
Nice.
It's interesting that this issue is that this idea has come up naturally in the conversation because there is currently a big hullabaloo about deep faking without consent, and there's a thriving deep fake porn industry that's just disgusting.
what?
Oh, buddy,
Well, it wouldn't take that long to get there.
dude, the first
Look-
thing that technology gets used for is porn.
You should see the
Everybody
Fandom
knows
Power
that.
Porncast. I mean, it's crazy.
I
So
don't
much
know if I
beard.
want to see that
Think
So
one.
much beard,
Yeah.
man.
Take our WikiFeet page down. We don't need it. But yeah, no, there are I know a lot of people don't consider them celebrities, but there's a lot of like streaming celebrities that are
Sure.
being victimized with deepfake porn, and
Oh, wow.
there's a bunch of legal battles and people are suing people to get them all taken
Like
down.
digitally plastering these people's faces on porn
Yeah.
performers.
It's
Yeah,
so
and because-
seamlessly that it's
because there's thousands of hours of footage of
Yeah.
their face on the internet.
Yeah, of course.
So it's very easy to deepfake them onto people. So
and the new tech, if like you see that interview with Harrison Ford talking about Indy 5.
I did. I saw him talking
It's
with
not computer generated stuff
one of the
anymore.
late show hosts.
It's computer tweaked archival footage now.
Yeah, archival footage.
So it's a whole new level that we haven't really even seen yet till we see Indy 5.
another one of those tech things that people are like, oh, this is a threat? Like, really?
Yeah. When we kick,
There's a dark side to every new technology. The AI art thing comes up again in that, where it's pilfering original artwork from every corner of the internet,
and people saying, "Oh, look what I made."
Yeah, we've touched on that before.
Love him or hate him. There's a interview with Jordan Peterson where he talks about Chat GPT ending universities within 5 years.
So I just saw a thing today where somebody used Chat GPT and a 3D printer with a pen to hand write their homework.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, so the arse is out of her.
I saw a story about a judge who ran his judgments through Chat GPT, asked the Chat GPT a couple of questions. It went out into the world and formulated an answer. And the judge used that answer as part of his judgment statement.
We can all do it too. I asked it to write some legislation on marijuana law, and it's
terrifying.
Scary. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
So you mix that with some of the AI robotics coming out of Japan.
We have a robotic prime minister in 10 years.
Well,
we all joke about Skynet
now.
For one, welcome our robot overlords.
Yeah, that's right. We make the
look forward to working in their underground sugar caves.
That's right.
We can meet President Siri.
Oh.
And more bad news from the AMC theater district.
Oh
yeah.
Did you hear about this one today?
I did hear that. Yeah.
I just bought movie tickets today, and I thought if Cineplex does this, I'm going to revolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want the good seat in the middle of the theater, you are now going to have to pay more for
more money. That's and they're saying front row seats maybe a buck or two cheaper.
We'll discount the bad seats, but up the price of the good seats.
Right. So
that's crazy.
Wow.
As a guy who loves to show up an hour early and be that weirdo that counts the seats and sits between two speakers dead center, like that's.
I'll tell you this.
I've earned that by being there early and being in line with popcorn first.
They're really going to Ticketmaster this in the middle of the Ticketmaster crisis?
Yes.
Yes. Wait for it. There'll be a number of third-party reseller seats going forward.
I don't. In the age of everybody's not going to theaters and waiting for things to stream.
So I was going to say,
Black Panther hit theaters like what? It wasn't even 45 days.
So 45 days was the window. 45 days was the window for. I don't know if that's an industry standard or if that was. I know Warner Brothers.
Unless you're dying in 45 days, you can wait 45 days to watch a movie in the comfort of your home. It doesn't even make sense to watch movies, especially when I'm sitting here in front of a 75-inch TV or whatever it is.
That is part of the argument.
There are some movies that I will absolutely go to a theater.
I agree with that. I still love the experience, but if they push it, it doesn't take me much to jump ship.
The numbers already declining.
That analogy, if they drill holes in that boat, it is not even a logical leap for me to walk away from it.
Yeah,
I've already given up physical media at this point. I don't buy physical media anymore. I haven't bought a DVD, and I have not bought a CD or a record album in several years now.
At Christmas, I was like, "Do you have anything that'll play this?" What is this?
I went the other way. Like I still buy my physical media because when that digital cloud says it's gone, it's gone.
I only buy physical media as the dead medium. I have a laser disc of Kelly's Heroes.
Oh wow,
nice,
love it.
Okay, that's a great movie.
It is
my daughter. She's quite ticked off now because they pulled House of 1,000 Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell off Netflix.
Okay,
so she was, she's quite a fan of those ones.
Really,
and now she can't watch them unless she goes downstairs and gets the DVD out.
Well, I mean, but again,
at least
I don't know what the future for physical media holds. I mean, was in 2021 or 2022 was the first time in I don't know how many years where vinyl album sales outsold CDs in something like forever, since the 80s or something. You know, what does that mean for the future?
For me,
I don't know.
like, you know, as a toy collector, of a recovering comic book collector, I collect books like crazy. Like, you know, I buy novels.
I
all
have
the time,
more books to read. I own more books than I can possibly read.
I worry about something like, and not even as nefarious as like them pulling the plug to disconnect us from information, but I worry about something like a solar flare, any kind of natural phenomenon that could pull the plug out from under us, an electromagnetic pulse from something horrible.
Something that'll wipe you out before you know you're dead.
Well, and not even dead, but I'd rather be dead than live without music or books or literature. And we're moving into this world where there's like, you know, there's nothing to collect. Now I don't have the room. I mean, I could live in a closet except for my toys. I could live in a closet with the thousands of friggin' songs I have on my phone and the 30 movies and the, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a convenience factor that they bank on, but I do miss 1,000 CDs on a rack. I miss that stuff. I miss a room full of comic books that I could reference, you know.
Speaking of Blockbuster, the sitcom got canceled, proving that Netflix does actually cancel their own shows. They do. It wasn't that good. I actually feel like if you've seen, it's from a couple of the same writers that gave you Superstore as well as Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And honestly, if you watched Superstore and then went right into Blockbuster, the season of Blockbuster that came out felt like leftover scripts from Superstore.
It sure did.
Yeah, it really did.
It sure did.
And Superstore was
really
great.
tell that COVID killed Superstore.
Yeah, Superstore was awesome.
I loved it too. Yeah, I watched maybe the first 5-6 episodes of Blockbuster and then just kind of failed off. It I don't know. It just, you know what I mean. It didn't hold it for me.
Resolute Rebellion says physical media is going to go up in value as all this subscription service stuff increases in scope.
I mean, you've already seen a jump in the collectability of VHS tapes. There's a revival in the collection of VHS tapes, which have been relegated to $1 at yard sales for decades now, right? Like
10 for $1.
So VHS, unless you are an archivist, unless you have the skills of a film archivist, your VHS cassettes, they have a limited lifespan. So even if you leave them in the foil, in the cellophane wrap, and you never unwrap it, there is the talk is clicking. The clock is ticking, and that film will degrade. That tape will degrade to the point where it is unwatchable. So VHS, magnetic based media, cassette tapes of any kind, I actually consider them to be baffling to me now. I don't see other than that it's pure nostalgia, and that is, especially for guys of our age, at least for the three of us, nostalgia drives all of this stuff, right? I mean, that's the reason why we do it.
I did a cassette run of my EP and it sold out.
Yeah.
I was like, what? But you know, it was Val's idea and it sold out. I was like, wow, okay, real cool.
Is the resurgence of things like VHS, like fidget spinners. It's hot right now. Flash in the pan because a new generation has discovered
that one already flashed, I think.
No, it flashed all right.
Yeah, talking of new generations, it's
remember
there's always going to be a new Beanie Babies. There's always going to be something, but I think that the half-life of these things is quicker and quicker and quicker. I honestly think the half-life is like
shrinking.
You're right, exactly.
Follow-up comment from Resolute Rebellion. He says, I regret giving away all of my VHS cassettes, especially the Star Wars box sets I had. My wife said nostalgia was going to turn me into a hoarder. Well, so that's not necessarily a false statement either. I look around my house and I kind of go, there's only so much space in here.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's
prime real estate.
Cable Guy. Oh dear. Looks like I'm late for the party. Dr. Mad Studio has left. I was hoping to hang out with him on here. I am sorry. He had to leave a little bit earlier tonight. However, thank you for finding the show. Welcome. I hope that you will come back and see us on another occasion. We go live every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern time here in Canada, where we are currently engaged in our deep dive review series of Star Wars: The Bad Batch. And this being our first Tuesday night, which we are trying to do as a weekly hangout, which we like to call Random Fandom, where we just talk about sort of the entertainment headlines of the last week or so.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you,
shift hours
if you're-
never do you any favors.
No.
I hear you. I hear you.
I'm gonna have to jump out soon for that very reason.
That's
If
fair.
you're
That
if
is
you're
fair.
new to the show, though, go check out our Public because we got cool stuff like
Oh
this
my God.
going on there,
So,
Cable Guy. If you're
talking
into that.
about Andy, we just hit what?
We've got 52 live designs
52
right now.
designs on the merch shop right now.
Cool.
We put the description, the link in every description of every video on live stream. So if it's not there now, it will be when the stream is over. You can go and check that out as well. Hank, if you gotta go, that's fine.
Oh no,
otherwise-
I'm good for a few minutes. I was just giving sort of a
Oh, sure. The
2-minute
preamble
warning.
to the.
I actually
we
saw a
just,
really
like,
funny shirt pop
speaking
up on
of
one the
shift
ads.
work.
Oh, sure.
And to tie it into the talks are clicking.
Yeah.
Somebody posted one, and it's the Dyslexorcist.
The dyslexers.
Your
Nice.
mother cooks socks in hell.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Clever.
That's fantastic.
That's funny.
Clever. There's lots of clever stuff. on
Raw has broken out.
Is anybody paying attention to the scripted Power Ranger reunion special coming up in April?
I'm waiting for it. I
Hmm.
am hopeful yet skeptical at this point
Because
because
what about you?
there is Jason David Frank footage in there.
You had said that earlier.
He's in
Yeah.
the trailer for it.
Eric, this is right up your alleyway. You're a Mighty Morphin fan.
I have been at times in my life. I'm more a fan of what they've been doing in the comics. They've done a lot
Oh,
of
that's fair.
comic book work.
Yep.
And right now there's a really awesome run of Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover. Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, neat.
Resolute. Really enjoyed listening and watching y'all. Ever get down to Nashville? I got some hot chicken for you. Got to jump. Wife
Wow.
says dinner time. Tell your wife thanks for letting you hang out. Please come back and see us. Don't get into the States very often, but I will consider
man.
that. I really appreciate the offer. And
And
So does
Power on
everybody
the road.
yeah, Fandom Power on location. Movies
That'd be
locations
awesome.
in Nashville. That'd be fun.
Yeah, man.
National
that's
Lampoon
great.
Random Power Vacation.
Thanks for dropping by from Nashville.
Thank
That's
you,
amazing.
Cable
dude.
Guy.
That's
Keeping it
amazing.
short anyway. Expecting important phone call. Oh, that is fair. That is fair. Don't miss important phone calls.
Nope.
Rock on.
All right.
dude.
Well, if you guys got to go, thanks for hanging out with us. Do come back and see us later. We're going to hang out and talk a little bit more here, seeing as we still got a few people hanging out in the lobby. So might as well just keep the thing rolling here.
man.
Comics. They just talked about took Rita Repulsa apparently in a
Yeah, they
different
gave her
direction.
a major upgrade.
Sure. And then the other thing I saw was the headline was they've just admitted that Zordon is a villain.
Really?
I don't know what that means because I don't know enough about the character.
I have not seen that, but it's pretty late in the game to make that switch.
If I will probably, I don't know if I'm even going to watch. There is a certain level of curiosity for me only because I'm at that age where Power Rangers was kind of at the end of my like Saturday morning. Like,
Yeah.
I was
it
old
just
enough to
wasn't for
go.
me.
I watched it with my son, and I was old enough to go, "Hey, Sean, this reminds me of Voltron."
Voltron. Boy, did
You
I
know,
ever
I
get
mean,
that? Did we ever get that one wrong? It's the other way around, really.
I guess so, really, but
Technically,
I wasn't
Sentai.
exposed to them like that, right?
Yeah, I didn't know what Sentai was until after Power Rangers. So it shows you what I
Right,
knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sentai was what got me into all of my early anime stuff, and from there,
Sure.
fucking flew away.
I think the first thing I ever saw was probably Battle of the Planets, which led to Star
Me
Blazers,
too.
which
Me too.
dovetailed right into Robotech, and then I was forever a fan.
Battle of the Planets, and then to a lesser degree, I would watch the odd episode of the 70s Astro Boy,
Oh
which
yeah,
I
sure.
kind of liked.
Sure.
I liked
Classic.
Astro Boy.
There was a few around that same time because I remember there was a Saturday morning like 3-pack. There was like Grandizer. There was the one with Jesse Dart. The
Oh wow,
friggin' Space Cateers or whatever it was called. They were all
Yeah.
very formulaic.
Something
But
like
the
that.
the one that I watched that was like every episode felt like episodic was Star Blazers.
Star Blazers. Oh yeah, Space Battleship Yamato,
Fantastic. 2 seasons of
which is a fairly faithful translation of the original stuff.
Yeah,
So it's not
really good
it's not
stuff.
too far off.
that
The
was
other
my gateway
the
drug.
other big Japanese animated one that I liked, and it's all on YouTube right now, is and it has no other than the name of the show, has no connection to the original, is Thunderbirds 2086.
Right.
The anime international
Version
rescue.
of the
Yeah.
puppet show.
And it's cool. It's
I used to love that back in the day.
still like Jerry Anderson's Thunderbirds. I spent
Oh
man, it was on Shout Factory TV, so I was able to watch. I watched the whole thing my first year. My first year as a retailer.
Heavily influenced the Team America movie.
I was just talking about that one with
whatever do you mean?
Yeah,
I want them so badly to just randomly go, "Hey, we're making Team America 2," and just watch the world.
I remember watching an article from them, like, or an interview with them right after they made that movie, and they were like,
"Oh,
we're never ever doing this again." It was so much friggin' work. It was crazy. But now I guess you could literally computer generate it and make it look like it was.
You could make it look like it was puppeteered. Yeah, sure you could.
Oh man.
So good.
I know this probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you guys.
I'll probably go to jail now.
Probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you guys, but Ozzy Osbourne just canceled every 2023 date that he had because of a spinal injury. I assume that's his ATV wreck from a few years ago.
Likely, yeah.
He's undergone.
Comics.
So what's that?
They're doing Ozzy and a few Megadeth. There's a Marvel Comics event, death metal.
Oh, really?
Thing happening.
That's
there.
cool.
I'm sorry to jump on your.
No, I was going to say he's canceled all of his 2023 tour dates. Now, these are tickets that people have been holding on to since 2020. He's undergone stem cell treatments, a bunch of other treatments, including some robotic thing. And the doctors are still telling him that no, he will not be well. Oh, plus he just got diagnosed with Parkinson's, I think. So he just said the other day, if this is my final, kick at touring, his team is looking at other ways for him to perform without having to travel. So look forward to hearing what? Sharon. Yeah.
Where's the remote? I mean, he was in rough shape for that show, poor fella. And that's
hold a second now. Yeah, robotic. Now that's totally metal. Yeah, isn't it though?
Cyborg Ozzy.
It totally is. I was just reading a thing on that today, but one of the procedures that they listed was a robotic procedure, whatever that is. You guys can look that up.
We're getting close to like cybernetic upgrades.
Well, it's true. That is true.
The Iron Man arm that was delivered by Robert Downey Jr. to that kid.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
We can bring
that is the level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially if Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast paying for a bunch of eye transplants.
I just want to say that anybody who thinks that he is taking advantage of those people to make money doesn't realize that almost every penny that he makes goes back into helping other people. So
pretty seriously.
Yeah, I read something about him recently.
Shining a light at the fact that there is nobody helping these people.
I don't know if it was on the description. It might have been the description of his YouTube channel, which basically said, "Don't ask me for money. I give money away."
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's but he must be getting that an awful lot to have to put that kind of disclaimer out.
Yeah.
When you were, I was going to say, when you are the most successful YouTuber on the planet, you know what? Now I'm here. I got to look it up. I got to look it up because I look at our growth and I go, my God, we're doing good with our 300 and 300. Oh, wait a second.
He's got like 75 million across all of his platforms. Like,
oh, I think you were way underestimating that. We have 325. I'm gonna look.
Did we lose one? We had 26 earlier today.
Oh well, maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't update.
Jump one.
All right, Mr. Beast has 132 million YouTube subscribers alone. 132 million.
Yeah, we got.
Pretty big, I guess.
That's more than 10 times the most successful YouTuber that I follow on a regular basis.
Yeah,
we're a little ways off there, folks.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, but no, there was a big controversy after he did that bringing sight to the blind video, and it's like, really, people, you got to find the evil in a supreme act of kindness. Like, oh, he's exploiting them. No, he's not. He's giving them sight. and he's
Right.
bringing optics onto the fact that so many people could fix their blindness if not for the medical situation where they live.
Wow.
Like,
yeah, access to services is always going to be an issue, and even for us here, where we have a socialized medical system where we don't have to pay for a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
it's still a huge issue. I mean,
unless we completely commit to the Star Trek model and just and like literally
get rid
just
of currency.
Like, there is no reason that anybody should ever be hungry. There's no reason that anybody should ever go without medicine. There's no reason that anybody should ever have to suffer these.
Now there, you commie bastard. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm a rebel.
But thing is the whole communism thing, theoretically on paper it works, but anybody who's ever wanted for something, then it breaks down.
Yeah.
It breaks down when people start wanting 2 of something, which is why I only have 5 Grogus.
That's why I've got
I'm a hypocrite and I'm okay.
I got 2 Cassians. I've got early Cassian and later Cassian.
It's episode 3 of The Last of Us.
Cassian kissing. Kissian. Can
we talk about The Last of Us for a second? Anybody watching that?
I'm not onto it. I don't
a couple episodes PVR to watch.
But, it's so good, bro.
My stepdaughter tells me I should watch it, that I should be okay with it, but there is some like icky stuff, and for other reasons I don't do icky and gore very well, just because my
mushroom zombies is kind of gross.
Highly plausible is the other thing. It's highly plausible.
Yeah,
but it's not as gory as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay.
It's Pedro Pascal, man. We watch him with a helmet. I can act. Wow, he can act. That like I'm super excited. It's really.
I'm not
really
gonna lie. Show. I thought, as campy as it was, I actually really liked him in oh my god, the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Oh, I still haven't seen it, but I've heard great things.
I don't even know if I called that by the right, but the movie I'm talking about, the satire, the Nick Cage satire. Thought he was great in it. I thought he was really good. Plus, I liked him in I was going to say the Kingsman film that he was in.
Yeah,
he plays a rootin' tootin' cowboy.
Yeah, the man can do no wrong.
No, he is definitely flavor of the week.
And to bring it back full circle,
sure,
new season of Mando coming.
So we are 2 weeks out. We are 2 weeks out from the debut of The Mandalorian, where I'm about
Insider this month, all about season 3.
My head is going to explode.
Interviews with Katie Sackhoff and Pedro Pascal, and unbelievable.
Did you guys hear rumors about a potential recasting of the Cara Dune character?
I did read that.
What do you think of that? Do you think that there's any weight to that?
I think that she was a great character, and it's a shame that she's wasted for such a crummy reason.
I agree.
Well, the character's not. The actress is.
Yeah,
well, I mean, they could recast.
Those cases where
back in the day, you wouldn't recast that because it would just be like this is poison. We don't want it anywhere near us.
Yeah.
Now people are realizing, well, yeah, no, you can just recast somebody.
For me, it was one of those things where she said something and I was like, okay, that was bad. Let's just move on. And then she doubled down on it.
Right.
And then tripled down on that. And I was just
really
okay.
Kanye it up. It was.
So if there's room to tell her story and Lucy Lawless is available, then I say, let's go for it.
Yes.
Right.
So I am not above a recasting. In fact, this is not Star Wars related. I just recently watched. I don't know if you guys, anybody else got Crave? Crave. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So they just put up the two original Teen Wolf movies.
Nice.
Yeah,
and
man.
I've watched both of them in the last month. Watched Teen Wolf 2, TOO, Teen Wolf as well. I
That's
watched
right.
it the other night, and then as I'm going through the cast list, and I realized that like there's 4 characters in that movie that are supposed to be the same characters from the first
Right.
film. They've all been
Completely
recasted.
recast.
Like
Completely
what?
recast.
But they're the same characters.
Well, it's
No, I
just
mean that
another one
happens
of
all the time. There's a whole franchise
sure.
built on recasting Bonds.
Harrison Ford is about to take over as General Ross.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
always thought that the Bond thing was like Bond
Mark
is a code
Ruffalo.
name.
Sorry?
Bond is a code name. He's not a person.
No.
Ian Fleming's novels would have you believe otherwise.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like,
007 is the code.
headcanon, right?
Marvel recast Ruffalo as the Hulk. Like,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
went
Oh, that's
through.
right. Yes, of course they did. Yeah.
So-
Because it was Eric
Or-
Bana, then
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton, and
yeah.
Mark Ruffalo.
Friggin',
So I
Louise
have no
Cooper.
problem with recasting Cara Dune as
No.
long as it works.
Yeah, it has to
For
work.
all her faults, she was amazing as the character.
Yep.
You need to find the right person to bring that physicality. She was doing her own stunts. You could see her doing MMA moves in the combat and stuff.
That's
so
right. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get
you
Ronda
need that-
Rousey in there.
I was about to say.
Well, sure. You need that little bit of lightning in a bottle, but if they
Could-
can pull it off,
could
I'm
she
not
do
opposed
it?
to it.
Did she have a whole
And
lot of
also-
lines in the Expendables? She really
Nothing else
didn't.
would grind her
Not
gears more. I
really,
think,
but,
than recasting.
She did okay in the Fast movie.
Was she in that too?
She played a bodyguard in, I think, 7 or 8.
See, I'm not a big fan of the Fast franchise, so I wasn't aware of that. I think of her. Oh, she showed up as the younger part of the younger team of Expendables in what 3?
Rob,
Was it 3 where she showed
Yeah.
up
I think so.
with the
How many
younger
of those are there
Hemsworth?
now?
What's
Well,
that, Hank?
How many Expendables movies are there now? I think I've seen the first.
There's 3.
Is there one with Jet Li? The third one was Jet Li.
Jet Li's been in
He's
all
been
of
in
them.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it all of them? Is he?
Yeah, he's been. I think he's been. He may have been absent for one, but like he was there at the
But
beginning.
they
Then
add
it's
a
like
new,
he had to
one
go
new layer
somewhere.
of character.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren suddenly.
Yeah. Dolph
No,
Lundgren.
I think Rhonda could pull it off. She's done a lot of work with the WWE, and they're pretty actory.
Yeah.
So
Storyline-ish.
So speaking of wrestling, I recently attended a watch party for the Royal Rumble. It's the first wrestling event that I have attended since the 90s. I didn't know who anybody was as a wrestler. The only reason I even knew the couple names I did know was because I have friends in the toy community, which typically, or I should say, has a lot of wrestling fans. So because I've seen enough action figures and I've seen enough side talk to know who some of these people were. Other than that,
YouTuber win.
What's
like that? Didn't that YouTuber kid win?
Oh my god! So I had no idea. I knew that. Was it
Jake Paul?
Jake Paul
Logan,
is the
his name?
boxer. Jake Paul's been going around trying to box a bunch of has-beens. Apparently, now I'm not a boxer either, so I can't speak to that. Other than I hear that he's not fighting any contemporary fighters; they're all has-beens.
Set him after Butterbean.
Oh, I would pay.
His brother,
Yeah.
on the other hand, Logan Paul, the kid who
Right.
really pissed off the world when he went to the forest in Japan,
Mhm.
is in the WWE.
Oh no.
Right.
Made his 6th. If the guys that I watched it with said if they were keeping track accurately, the Royal Rumble was his 6th on-screen appearance, and although he did not win, he
Oh,
put
I
on
see.
a show. And
I seen a clip of them flying through the air.
Okay,
doing
so
something
that's
like
what
a
I was gonna
YouTuber
say.
can do.
it was incredible to watch. The
Yeah.
guy's got some skills. He can take a bump, and yeah.
So I got into the WWE when I was younger because it was the only thing that I could get on my little mini black and white TV.
No, sure.
Oh.
But I fell out of it after a while, and then I've been looking back at it, and it's one of those times in my life that I don't necessarily talk about a lot. But
I mean, I have to say I was a pretty big fan around the time of that Mankind was fighting the Undertaker, and
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that was about when I started.
Stone Cold Austin beat the crap out of Goldust with a bat, and I was trying to justify how that could even be fake.
So his younger
I spent a lot of
brother,
time watching it then.
so Goldust's younger brother, Cody Rhodes,
Mm-hmm.
just came back. Apparently, he was a co-founder of the
Came back.
co-founder of the AEW.
Yeah.
Left AEW, or basically got told to leave.
Yeah, he made the choice after the fans kind of turned on him.
Sure.
He'd run basically run the company with him as the headliner.
Yeah.
And people were sick of it.
So he comes back to the WWE, wins the Royal Rumble, sets him up for WrestleMania.
Yep.
Pretty
He
cool.
won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he did. Cody Rhodes did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cyclical between the various wrestling.
I mean, it's been called soap opera for men, but I also know that there's a huge female following and stuff.
It's wrestling entertainment.
The emphasis. I gotta
can't
say
argue
this.
with the millions, if not billions, of dollars it brings in.
I don't remember seeing that many women wrestle at one time when we watched on Saturday mornings, like Cavalcade and whatever it was on Sunday. I think was Cavalcade. Saturday was Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah, you'd have like Sensational Sherry or
Moolah. That's it.
Yeah.
Wendy Richter, if you're lucky.
Yeah, Wendy Richter. Yeah.
Facebook user, very interesting comment. Did you guys see that fake trailer for Back to the Future 4?
Yes.
I did not. Is this a real thing? Is this
this isn't just the deep fake with Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr.?
No, this is a real. This is Doc and Marty, and it's real.
Huh.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go and look for that one. I did not see it.
I've always had a lot of respect for people who do fake trailers. The best one I ever saw was they pieced together a trailer before what was the third Chris Nolan bet? Is the Dark Knight Rises?
Yes, Rises.
Yeah.
So before that trailer came out, someone put together a fake trailer and they took a bunch of footage from all
the Schumacher Batmans.
No, well, they took some Batman footage from the Batman Begins and The Dark Knight.
Oh, sure.
But they also took a bunch of footage from the movies where Robin Williams plays like a horror movie person.
Oh, sure.
And they strung it together
as if he was the Joker.
Hugo Strange.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
And I was like, I'm so in for that.
The one going back to the deep fake thing we've circled back to Batman again. The deep fake that makes the Robert Pattinson Batman oh my God, the Adam West Batman.
Oh,
have you seen that?
I have not.
Okay, that's worth
awesome.
That is worth a watch. Yeah. It's the Batman trailer, but it's Adam West.
Apparently, the '89 Batman just got like a new trailer treatment.
Oh, really?
And I don't know why people are raving about it because like they're not going to do anything with it, but like they're like, oh, you got to check this out. It's how it should have been.
Like, there's a lot of
it is how it should have been. I saw that.
Did you see the Andor, the 70s TV trailer for Andor where they made the grainy screen.
Yeah, that stuff's cute. It's fun.
Anybody else excited for X-Men 97?
Okay, so I liked X-Men, the cartoon, the Fox cartoon. I'm hoping that they do. Forgive me for saying this. I know not everybody's a fan. I kind of hope they do with X-Men 97 what Voltron Legendary Defender did for Voltron. That they respect and they homage the shit out of it, but they give us a little more substance, a little more adulting, if I can say that.
As long as they have that frigging intro song, I'll watch it.
You mean the Russian song?
Most of the voice cast is returned, and it's reported to be a direct sequel. Like it's going to pick up where the last episode left off. Awesome. And I felt like if you rewatch it, and it's on Disney.
It's on Disney.
The themes are fairly adult. They're just as They're straight out of the 90s run of the Jim Lee
stuff
drawn.
Certainly the looks are
Will Sportatio,
and they got the closest
Chris Claremont written stuff.
Yeah, they got the closest to any adaptation of the Phoenix Saga.
Better. There's that pilot episode.
Those make me sick.
There's a pilot for an X-Men series that predates the Fox X-Men. It basically uses
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Mate. Juggernaut, bitch.
Oh, Vinnie Jones, where are you now?
Do you know
Wolverine? Marvel's answer to Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Wolverine and everything.
Wolverine coming back. Hugh Jackman coming back for another round for Deadpool 3.
Cowl. Have you seen him posting on fucking Twitter with the cowl?
Is it the real deal?
It's beautiful, bro.
Is
Look
this
it up.
is it the real deal? Is that what it is?
It's the real deal. It's the cowl and the gloves and the case. I don't know if I can get a good shot of it. Wolverine cowl.
Wait, sorry. Sean just made a comment about Jerry the King had another heart attack
Yeah.
during the Rumble.
I don't know when, but the last time he did, he is correct there. Yeah, he died on air.
He died on air
And then they revived him, but
because he was at the Rumble.
Yeah.
He certainly looked fine to me.
Jesus.
Rough
Now
lifestyle.
I gotta look that up.
But
I'm
what
seeing
else?
a lot of pictures of the cowl that was in the briefcase.
That's the one I'm talking about. This is the one he was posting on Twitter.
That was shown in
What you can do? Can you send me a link, Hank? Because if you can send me a link, I can put it up on screen for everybody.
that was shown in the
Oh, maybe I can find it.
it was like a stinger in one of the McAvoy X-Men movies. Like they had that case with the Wolverine.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
that was in the Wolverine.
This one is beside. I don't know if you can see it. It's beside the Deadpool mask.
It is, yeah.
This is from Hugh Jackman's Twitter.
Is it?
Okay.
It looks similar to the brown mask. So that
Yeah,
was the biggest disservice, I think, is that they giving him that case, opening it up, the brown suit's in there, and we never got to see him wear it.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, apparently he
I
never
mean-
put it on. Like they made a full costume and he just never put it on.
If
What the hell, Hugh Jackman?
if Hugh Jackman's coming back for one more time, there's no way that they're
It's
not going to put
gorgeous.
him in a suit.
No.
There's no way
No, I
they're
mean-
not going to put him in a suit.
The classic yellow and blue. I mean, he's going to be the Jim Lee Wolverine from the 90s. That's what they're
Yeah.
Wow.
they're teasing.
How far back is that tweet?
I mean, I just encountered it maybe a couple weeks ago. I'd have to go through Twitter. I'm actually just finding images of it from other fan sites, but I have to go through his Twitter and find out. But it's a couple weeks.
I'm looking at it right now.
Maybe a
I'm
month.
just
It's like a year in Twitter time.
Oh my lord! Yeah, really.
Well, that's very true.
I could be 40 scrolls.
I mean,
of the
it could have been
mouse down
something
here
that a fan
still
made him and he
today.
just posted it too.
True.
Well, that's November. Oh, actually, apparently doesn't tweet a whole lot.
Deadpool 3, interestingly, in the what is it, phase 5 now we're in?
Somewhere in
We
there.
we've just
timeline.
Quantum Mania is the first film of Phase 5.
We made it through phase 4 without hurting anyone.
Made it through phase 4
Terrible.
without
Well,
realizing.
okay, so I mean,
Yeah, right.
I'm no
Except,
worse for
I mean,
wear.
Eternals was twice as long as any other Marvel movie, so it felt like phase 4
I mean,
was
it's in
quite
the
long.
name.
Eternals.
Listen,
felt, you
I
know.
went to Eternals in the theater, and when I
Mm.
came out away from that movie, I was like,
Best sleep of my
Okay.
life.
it was an okay family movie. It was a movie about family.
Yeah.
I kind of
Mm.
appreciated that.
Yeah, but we've got Fast and Furious for that.
Fast, Family and Furious.
It's all about the family.
Boys, I'm gonna have to
Tyrese
jump
Gibson
out though. It's getting
stuff down.
bedtime for Bonzo.
All right.
for
Well,
me.
you know what? I think that's pretty good for tonight. We can wrap it up here. I mean, we've had a good run tonight. We went really much longer than I thought we were going to.
That was super fun and organic and random.
Yeah.
Definitely
Is there anything that anybody wants to close on before we bid adieu for the
If you're a video game fan, go check out that 9 minutes of Jedi Survivor gameplay footage that dropped
right,
today.
right.
It's stunning. Watch it on a big TV. Oh my goodness.
And if you are like me and have not gotten a current generation console and you want to play Jedi Survivor, you're out of luck. You've got to get a new console. If you want to play.
Or yeah, I mean
Or if you
they're
know
giving it
somebody.
away. They're giving it away free if you
Yeah.
buy the Radeon card that will run it for your PC.
Oh,
Yeah, it's only a
That's probably-
$4,000
that's probably-
investment.
right.
Well, doesn't it suck that I run a Mac?
Right. Hey, you're gonna have to come to Halifax and play it on the 5, baby.
Fan and Power road trip.
Yeah, really, eh?
Just
Wait for the summer.
Vox finale on Friday, and
That's right.
Check
Don't
the
forget
Patreon.
tomorrow when you wake up, or depending on what time zone you're in, if you're staying up to midnight Pacific time tonight, you are
Double
getting
batch.
2 episodes of the Bad
Mhm.
Batch. You're getting the
Clone
Clone
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy
and Truth and
Truth
Consequences.
and Consequences. So
Mhm.
you know what I'll be doing tomorrow. Oh, by the way,
Okay.
fans
Too
of our
long shifts
regular
tomorrow.
review series, might as well just tell everybody now. With the double drop, we came up with our answer for Sunday. We are going to do 2 streams on Sunday. We are going to do the episode 7, Clone Conspiracy, at 1 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to come back again for our regular 6 o'clock time for the episode 8. So
Awesome.
you're going to get 2 episodes
Arrived,
on
have
Sunday.
it eaten.
Yeah. So watch tomorrow and then come back and see us on Sunday and tell us all the things we missed that all the other YouTubers will invariably get or not get.
All the mistakes they made by going too quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but they know who they are.
We could do a show on that.
Apparently,
Right.
you get a lot of heat if you start going after other YouTubers. At least in the toy world, you do anyway.
We love you.
So I am not going to start playing those games because I don't need to be picked on by people on the other side of the planet who would never say that type of shit to your face.
That's true. That's very true. There's too much beard in this room for that.
It's so much. Yeah.
And viewers, hit up the Patreon. Nobody works harder on this kind of stuff than these.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Eric. You know, again, I mean, you are our first and you are presently our only patron, and we appreciate you so much for doing that.
Big time.
Hence why you were the first, the natural choice to say, hey, would you like to come on the show tonight? Because we're just hanging out.
Absolutely.
So always happy to have
be
you
here.
along. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more here offline when we get going, but I think that's a good one.
That's a fair amount of random.
This has been the first episode of Random Fandom. We'll be back again next week. Guys, bring your headlines with you because we want to hear from you guys about what caught your attention between now and then. And we will be back on Sunday. But until then, for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
Andy.
I'm Hank.
Okay,
Eric.
we'll see everybody later. Bye for now, guys.
See you in the stars.